I just left Auckland on a train heading to the start of my first backpacking trip here in New Zealand. And so far, everything has gone wrong. This is not the hike I planned on doing, but it might be even better. I mean, come on, look at these views. I am hiking a steep trail to a remote mountain hut with views of rivers, lakes, glaciers, and mountain peaks. It is super windy. Woo! You can see our hut. It just looks like something out of a fairy tale. So much for the rain letting up. Okay, we're really bad. Now, before I tell you exactly where I am and where I'm going, let me back up so you can see where it started, the adventure starts, where it all went wrong. Yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do. And how I ended up here. This is my show, gosh darn. Things started off great. We landed in Auckland, did a short hike on the coast, saw a beautiful waterfall. I spent some time with my college roommate, Kristen, who lives in New Zealand now, learned to drive on the left side of the road, and even spent some time in a place I've always wanted to visit. It's the Shire. From there, Rainer and I said goodbye to Auckland and started our journey south on the Northern Explorer train. The adventure starts! The plan was take the twice-weekly Northern Explorer train to Tongariro National Park to spend 3 days backpacking around one of New Zealand's most iconic volcanoes, which you probably know as this, but is actually called Mount Ngauruhoe. After completing the circuit, catch the train from the national park down to Wellington.
Welcome aboard the Northern Explorer down to Wellington, where you will catch a glimpse of the iconic rolling hills, windy rivers and tall mountains, more sheep than you could possibly count. We have an exciting journey ahead of us.
And that's where things went wrong.
Emergency services across the North Island are on high alert as severe weather rolls in.
A storm that's been smashing the central North Island.
Warning the strong winds and heavy rain issued for much of the eastern and southern North Island.
The entire area is currently experiencing a state of emergency due to severe weather. Due to the severe weather overnight and state of emergencies declared in parts of the central and lower North Island, our service may experience delays throughout the day. There's also a possibility that the railway line in Wellington may be closed. There is wind up to 130 kilometers per hour. Landslides are expected, severe flooding, low visibility. And because of all of that, the Department of Conservation has actually closed access to the trail and highly encouraged people to not do it every single day for the past week, including today. Everyone seems pretty chill about the whole thing, so I am trying to adopt that attitude and just go with the flow. But yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh, good. On the advice of the locals, and considering the dangerous weather forecasts, we decided we had to cancel our trip to Tongariro. So we continued all the way south to Wellington to figure out what to do next. Rainer and I did try to find a backpacking trip in the Wellington region, and we even consulted local experts, but the aftermath of the storms was still an issue. There's some good news and some bad news. The good news is that it does seem like the worst of the weather is behind us, and we have at least some moderately sunny days coming up. The bad news is that because of the severe weather here in Wellington, of these record-breaking floods and high winds that have come through, many of the trails we'd hoped to backpack are likely flooded and might even be inaccessible. With trails and roads still heavily impacted by the bad weather, we decided to sit tight and wait for our flight down to the South Island. But we did manage to get out and see the local tourist spots in Wellington before catching our flight to Queenstown. Hopefully, next time you see me, I'm on a backpacking trip. the McIntosh Loop track, and we are headed all the way up to McIntosh Hut. The entire loop is 16 kilometers, which is about 11 miles, but we're doing the majority of it today. So we have roughly 6 miles of hiking and a lot of climbing to do. From the hut, we will have views of Mount Earnslaw and the Earnslaw Glacier. We also should be able to see some of the best sunrises and sunsets in the area. Right now, we are hiking on this absolutely perfect little dirt road. Feels like something straight out of the Shire. We've already gone about 2 miles, but we still have another 4 miles and the vast majority of our climbing to go. Oh my gosh, there's goats. Oh, did I scare them away with my loud talking? Dang it, Miranda. Now we do have one more obstacle today. This trail crosses a river, and there's no bridge to get to the other side. The only way to cross the river is to ford it. And when there has been a lot of heavy rain, sometimes that river is just completely impassable. If we get to the banks of that river and we can't cross, we're gonna have to hike all the way back to the trailhead and then figure out what to do from there. For now, I'm just enjoying these beautiful views of these mountains. Really spectacular. Well, this is where we turn off of our lovely dirt road and onto our more faint grassy trail. We are headed to the McIntosh Hut, which according to this sign should take us about 3 to 4 hours to get there. This is something that's kind of funny. Almost all of the trail signage that we have seen, rather than listing distances, it lists time to hike. So yeah, here it says like McIntosh Hut's 3 to 4 hours, which is both really helpful, but in some ways more confusing for my brain because I'm so used to like thinking of it in distances. So yeah, very, very different. Kind of cool. Let's go. Oh, now this is nice hiking. We just passed a warning sign for the Beckler Burn, which is that river crossing I was talking about. The sign is very intense. The warning says that the river is known to rise rapidly and sometimes seemingly without reason, even on sunny, calm days, which is exactly what we have right now. So we'll see. Oh, there's goats right here. Oh, there's goats. Hi, goats. All right, friends. We have a river to cross, so cheerio, carry on. Enjoy your snack. Oh my gosh. I feel like we just walked into another world. We've been in this like big, wide, open kind of field area, the side of the hill, and we just stepped into this little grove of trees.
Wait.
What?
Miranda.
What?
Get off the road! Quick! I had to make a Lord of the Rings reference.
You had to.
I apologize to everyone who's from here who gets sick of that, but I had to.
All right, let's get down to that river. Woo! Wow, this trail is so steep. My gosh. We can hear the river. Let's hope it's passable. Okay. Let's drop down a little bit more to the shores. Okay, it's definitely flowing fast, but it looks totally crossable, which is great news. You might be able to see though, this isn't like hop across rocks river crossing. This is like a roll up your pant legs, put on your sandals cross. We're gonna get wet going through here, kind of no matter what we do. Rain and I are gonna take a second to just assess the bank of the river, find the best place to cross, and then we'll do it. Up there, looks like possibly you could step across. Although this flat section of water right there is the most appealing to me for crossing. We decided this shallow section where the water is totally flat is the perfect place to cross. But what I like about this is that you can see the bottom. It's quite shallow. There's no rapids. I can totally imagine that when the water is like high, when the levels are really high, that this would be extremely scary to cross. Woo, that's icy. We crossed our river, we stopped to have a little lunch break, and now Rain and I have continued our hike. The trail has gotten a lot steeper and a lot harder. We have about 3 miles until we get to the hut, and from what I can see on the map, it is just all going to be super steep, straight up like this. Woohoo! It's getting windy. The wind has really picked up. I think it's only gonna get windier the higher up we get. There's a small prediction for a storm tonight. So there's a chance that this wind right now is blowing in some clouds and some heavy rain. The views on this entire trail have just been beautiful. It's such an awesome thing to be hiking through this really brushy old mining trail surrounded by like farmland and goats, and to have these truly stunning views in the distance. All right, on to Macintosh. Just made our turn onto the spur trail for the Macintosh hut. It is super windy. Should be only a short walk up to the hut, but the wind is definitely making it a little harder. There's Rainer coming up, bracing himself in the wind. Woo! I've never been in wind like this. Not a moment too soon. This wind is insanely strong. Woo! To the hut! We made it! Oh man. Sorry. I just need a second. We just came up through some of the strongest wind that I've ever experienced to get here to this hut. And standing right here outside Macintosh Hut, it's the first time that I've had a little reprieve from the wind. So I just need like a moment. Oh my gosh. Wow. Woo. Wow, wow. Welcome to the historic Macintosh Hut. This is where we'll be spending the night. This is so cool. Oh, man. All right, let's do a hut tour. Okay, quick pause and then we'll get on with the video. I am back from New Zealand, and as some of you might know, I actually just finished moving, hopefully for the last time in a long time. I am trying to clear some space in my gear closet, so I will be doing a live stream auction through an app called Whatnot on Tuesday, April 21st at 5 p.m. Pacific time. If you aren't familiar with Whatnot, they are a live shopping and auction app where you can get all sorts of stuff, from camping equipment to art supplies and more. For my auction, I'll be selling a few sleeping bags, bags, some funky ultralight backpacking gear, and doing a few big giveaways that you do not want to miss. I'll be donating a portion of the proceeds from the auction to my friends at Outdoor Alliance, who advocate for better policy around our public lands. Now, last time I did an auction through Whatnot, you all helped me raise over $2,000 for Outdoor Alliance. Whatnot is actually sponsoring this video, and if you go to the link below, you can get $15 absolutely free to spend anywhere on Whatnot. So I hope you can come to my live stream auction, help me clear some space in this gear closet, and do it for a good cause. Okay, back to New Zealand. Well, first things first, let's just talk about the door. The door is catches on the floor a little bit, so you do one of these, you lift it up, oh bam, and then you can get out there. On our little porch, we have this truly stunning view. I mean, look at that, isn't that amazing? Also on the porch, we have an old lantern and someone's socks. That is an old historic hut as well, and that is the drop toilet. When you enter the hut, ta-da! This is what you get. So in this little corner, we have a table that is covered in some old mining tools. We've also got some skeletons here. I believe this is a goat head skeleton, potentially. Also more socks. Apparently people leave their socks here. And then on this side, we have this picnic table, which is so nice. Then we have our kitchen where there's some plates, there's some old pots. And then in the kitchen, we have an old burner here, more kind of relics of its mining past. Some bottles, some old cans. I think this is really nice. Someone has started a emergency fuel shelf here for anyone who gets stuck in the hut in inclement weather. And then we go into the bunk room. Ta-da! So there's Rainer getting his stuff set up. He has claimed this bottom bunk. You can see that the bunks actually have these mattresses on them. So, you know, he just put his sleeping bag directly on that. I think this is my bunk for the night. I'm gonna claim that one. There is one more little thing that I wanna show you about this hut that I think is super cool. That is, oh shoot, I forgot what it was. There's a skylight. All right, that's my hut tour. Now it is time for me to get my stuff set up in the bunk room and just kind of chill for mostly the rest of the night. If you are wondering why I put a sleeping pad on top of the provided mat that's on the bunk already, it is my Zenbivvy sleeping pad with the whole Zenbivvy system. I've only used that one time before, but when I used it, I got the best night's sleep in the backcountry I think I've ever had. So I'm using it again with the whole setup because I feel like if it's not broken, don't fix it, you know? All right, couple more things and then I'm done and ready for food.
Oh yeah, the rain's closer now.
Really?
Yeah, it's hitting on the other side of the, come look. If you look out there, you can see like the sheets of rain falling.
Oh, whoa.
Like in the distance, the rain is just like hitting Glenorchy now. It's gonna storm. Well, or at least rain some. So usually backpacking, I bring whiskey, but since we're in New Zealand, I had to bring an Otago Pinot Noir, which we're having now.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Yum. You're drinking out of a shot glass.
A tiny little glass of wine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo. Oh yeah.
So good.
Oh heck yeah. Doors open. Yes. The meal that I'm having for dinner tonight is from a New Zealand brand called Real Meals. I asked a couple of folks that I know in New Zealand to recommend their favorite freeze-dried or dehydrated meals for backpacking, and Real Meals as a brand came up a ton. The one that I'm trying today is the Tom Kha Gai, which I think is one of their most popular meals. And I'm really excited about it because it smells really, really good. It was very easy to make. It only took a cup and a half of water, and it only took 10 minutes to rehydrate. So let's see what it tastes like. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh. Wow. This is great. Fudging, sorry. This is flipping great.
I wish my house had a window. Looked out on mountains like that.
Oh.
Did you think I was going to say I wish my house had a window?
Yeah, that's what you said. You took like world's longest pause and then looked out at
But
mountains
my
like
tone
that.
conveyed that there was more. It was an ellipsis.
No, your tone did not.
Guys, it was a thought downloading and completing in its own time. Like the Socrates, like the philosophers of old. I think slow, reasoning thoughts.
From the outside looking into this hut, it just looks like something out of a fairy tale. I feel so grateful that I am here right now. To fly halfway around the world only to have your initial plans completely dashed by something totally out of our control, like weather, it was a bit heartbreaking, truthfully. When my plans, particularly for hiking, need to be changed, like if something just totally falls through, I have found that oftentimes, if I'm willing to kind of say yes to whatever opportunity presents itself in lieu of my canceled plans, I wind up having maybe not the trip that I originally wanted, but definitely the trip that I need. I think for my first trip here in New Zealand, this is exactly what I needed. I did manage to pull a weather report on my Garmin InReach. It does look like it's going to remain dry tonight, though the wind has stayed consistently quite strong. But tomorrow it looks like we're definitely going to have heavy rain, starting in the early morning hours. So I do believe that by the time I wake up tomorrow, the wind may have passed, but the storm and the rain will be upon us. Oh yeah, I'm very sleepy. So I'm gonna probably do a little bit of reading, a little bit of reflecting, and then go to bed. Despite the potential impending storm, I'm still really looking forward to tomorrow. Good night, Rainer.
Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. Around 1 in the morning, it started just dumping rain, and now it's about 6 a.m. It is still just pouring. The rain basically kept me up for most of the night, just because once it started, I was really worried. One of the bigger concerns is not just the rain, but also the visibility. If it is so cloudy and rainy out there that we can't safely see the ridgeline, then hiking out the other side of the loop is not going to be safe. But hiking out the way we came in is likely not possible because of the river crossing. I think that the first step is going to be to get a more detailed weather report. So that's what I'm going to do. right, so I managed to pull a weather report. It does look like the rain is going to continue for the majority of the morning and into the afternoon, but it is supposed to let up a little bit in about an hour. Truthfully, the rain isn't even the main problem. The main issue is visibility. With all of this heavy rain, there is a lot of fog, low visibility, and still high winds. And the trail we're hiking out today is along a ridgeline. Unfortunately, we can't safely hike out the way we came in because of that river you saw us cross. Every sign that we have read says to not attempt to cross the river during heavy rain or after heavy rain. So based on that information, it doesn't seem smart to even try to go back that direction. All right, I'm gonna get my stuff packed up and then get some food and some coffee. Oh yeah. This is my coffee today. Jed's bean bags. Not gonna like a tea bag, but coffee.
Wow. I can't see anything.
My thought is that we finish food quickly
Yeah.
and then just begin
Yeah.
hiking.
Yeah.
Put away all of the stuff that can't get wet. You know, camera, mics, everything.
Yeah.
And we'll just hope that the weather keeps improving as we descend.
We hit a point where we're like, this is, like we don't know where we're going. We just decide to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I have enough food that would make it till tomorrow.
Same. Unfortunately, the weather is, the weather's just really unpredictable right now. As you can see down there, that's our ridge in the clouds over there. It seems like the worst of the rain might be over, which is great, but there is more rain coming in and lots and lots of cloud coverage. So with that in mind, we've decided to just begin our hike and hope for the best. We're going to reassess once we get to the ridge and just try and be smart about every decision that we make. If we end up having to turn around because it doesn't feel safe to hike on the ridge, or if the wind picks up or the rain gets heavier or anything that causes us to feel like continuing hiking is not smart, we will turn around and come back here to the hut. Adventure! We are going way up there. It is an insanely steep climb to start. We made it up to the top of the ridge. This is our high point for the day. The rest of our trail is just going to be descending back down to the road where we came in. The fog is still quite heavy, but the trail is easy to follow and we can see a good distance in front of us. So it feels very safe right now. We do still have quite a bit of hiking and a lot of descent on a steep trail until we are done with the hike. So we're taking it slowly and safely and enjoying it while we can. Our heavy rains are back. Definitely slowing our progress a little bit on the trail, but we're still making good time, moving along, trying to keep our
gear and ourselves as dry as possible. We're following these orange blazes that I put up on the trails. If it weren't for those blazes, whew, it would be much harder to know where we're going. Kind of miserable hiking weather right now. Jesus. We are in the middle of probably the hardest downhill hiking I've ever done. It's super muddy. I've already fallen like, God, I don't know, half a dozen times. Really slick, really slow going.
This has definitely been a type 2 fun situation. Excited for type 1 fun again though.
We finally finished a grueling descent. So muddy, so rough. Just took such a long time. We are now on a super flat section. The wind has picked up, the rain has picked up, but we are cruising along. We should have only about a mile until we are at Ngauruhoe Road, and then we just have a road walk into town, and we are done.
You okay?
Yeah. Wow. Whew. That could have been really bad. I just slipped right on the mud. All right.
Jesus. Jesus. Oh. Yep.
Ridiculous. All right. Keep going.
Oh.
Raina and I took a couple of slips on this insanely muddy section. There was this mud chute essentially. We got very dirty. Super excited. Whew. Be back.
You okay?
Yeah. Made it to the road. Now we just have a 30-minute road walk until we're into the town of Ngauruhoe. Shall we cross over while we can?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Woohoo! On to Ngauruhoe! This trip did not start the way that I expected, but it also didn't end the way that I expected. And I think in many ways, that is just kind of the nature of backpacking and of going out on adventures. Spending the night up at the Macintosh hut and getting to finally hike in the beautiful mountains of Aotearoa was truly spectacular. But this is just the beginning. My biggest adventures in New Zealand are still yet to come. So if you want to see the videos from those trips, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, if you liked this video, hit the like button and I will see you outside. Bye.